My name is Nyerhovwo Umukoro. I'm an associate at Templars Law Firm. For the next few minutes, I will just be answering some of the questions I've gotten and just shedding more light on my journey, more light on my story, and all of that. And obviously, I want to give a big shout out to the organizers. It's a great thing that the Young VIPTV is doing. They're just fostering education and promoting this kind of content. I think it's good for younger people and people about to embark on this journey to just see what is possible, to see, get some of their questions answered. So, without further ado, I'll just get right into it. Firstly, my name is Nyerhovwo Umukoro. For people that are very particular about tribal inclinations or religious inclinations, I'm Orobo and I'm a Christian. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I attended Preston International School. I always make a point of duty to talk about my secondary school because I think it has been a very big part of my personality, big part of my growth. I attended Benson University. I finished with the first class, and then I came to the Nigerian Law School, Lagos campus, the best campus in Nigeria. I also finished the first class, and as some people already know, I was the best student in property law, the best student in corporate law, and also the best student in civil litigation. That makes it three out of the five courses at law school. And also the best graduating male student and the second best graduating student overall. So yes, that's Nero for in a nutshell. How did I mentally prepare myself for law school? I think for starters, I have the mentality of a champion, and I know that's platitudinal because everybody says they have the mentality of a champion. But when I mean the mentality of a champion, I mean always going. No matter setback, no matter how you feel, no crying about it, no willing about it, no looking for someone's arms or shoulders to cry on, right? Just you keep on going. If you fail, you fail. If you win, you win, right? That relentlessness, I think I've always had that. So there was no special preparation that I had to do for or to undergo for law school. It was really just same old for me. But I can still say that law school was really demanding, and yes, a few things I did. I would always tell myself one thing: there is no other way. Yeah, and I got that line from for people that may have watched the Marvel movie Avengers Endgame now or Infinity Wars when Doctor Strange told Iron Man there was no other way. Yeah, I got that line from there. There's no other way. I knew that. See, 2023, it was just I had to sacrifice all the enjoyment and pleasure and everything and all the fun for law school. I needed those 9 months to go well. And I psyched myself up in that light. No matter how tough I felt, no matter how tired I felt, it was just the same word. There's no doubt in your rule. You have to go through this. You have to go through this pain. Let me put it that way, right? You just had to go through this 9 months, and that was it. So that's what I did to myself mentally. So no matter what came, no matter the issues, I just kept on pushing. I just kept on pushing. So that was that for that. For other people, you may have other motivations, right? You may have other things that spur you on, whatever that is. That's what you need to hold on. You want to work in a tier one law firm. Obviously, there are other things to that motivated. You want to work in one law firm, you want to work with the best friend in the country. You want to be a renowned lawyer, right? Those things you have to psych yourself up that this is the price you have to pay. How was law school for me? Was it what I expected? Law school was stressful. I was in Lagos campus, and you may know how Lagos campus is for people that are in law school, right? And for people that will be watching this video when they've started law school, or even people that haven't started and are just watching this video. Law school is really stressful, and if you're in Lagos campus, it's even more stressful. Lagos campus is very peculiar because it's not like other campuses that are far from town. Lagos campus is literally in the heart of the city. It's at VI. So, there are things that can distract you, first and foremost. And Lagos has these issues, water issues, there was light issues, the school was stressful. Really, it was. And in terms of my expectation, I knew it was going to be stressful, right? But no matter how good you are at predicting stuff, you can't it's until you experience something that you really, so yeah, it was really stressful for me. That's just what I would say. There are tales, a lot of tales, but yeah, it was really stressful and just as I expected, really. But experiencing it was really tough. What was my preparation process like? Did I have a special reading method? First thing I would say is I didn't make use of textbooks too much, and I get that question a lot. I get that question a lot. So it's important I say that I didn't make use of textbooks that much because of the way law school is. Law school, the principle, the exception, the rule, explaining the case, the section, right? You don't need textbooks. Textbooks they give a just for lack of a better word, lengthy explanations for things. In law school, you don't need those lengthy explanations. You just need to know the position of the law and how to apply it, right? So you do not need textbooks. I didn't use textbooks in law school. I mainly relied on my notes. So that was that in terms of preparation. And in terms of the reading method, I do not like to advocate for a particular reading method because everyone has their style, everyone has the speed, right? Everyone has the way they read and all of that. So there is no one reading method that is the best, right? But of course, I can talk about mine. What I would typically do, we'll have criminal education on one day. I'll copy the notes from class, lunch, after class, would have lunch, siesta. Then I would wake up sometime around 6 in the evening. Then my criminal law notes, I would then summarize the note into my criminal law summary notes, right? So as I'm reading, I'm also just summarizing the key point, the rule, the exception, the case, the rule, the exception, the case, the rule, the exception, the case, right? I would just summarize it. And after I was done with that, I would revise my summary notes, make sure I've internalized everything, commit the things I can commit to memory. I would practice I would practice the task. If you're in law school, you know that they give tasks before each class, pre-class task. I would practice those pre-class tasks again and make sure that I could answer every question from memory, right? So that's what I would do. And then I also attempt MCQ questions. I had these MCQ, topic by topic MCQ quick questions that I would usually work on after every class. So you can imagine that's what I did for what 9 months. Okay, well, 6 months of classes. That's what I did every day. From the addition, no shaking after that, after class, summarize, revise again, practice the MCQs, answer the progress task every day, every day. I'm telling you, I did this every day, 6 months straight. So that was what I was doing, and I think it helped because at the end of every day, I knew what was going on, and I knew it from memory. So it helped in the days and weeks leading up to the exam when I was revising. That was that really for my reading method. I don't think it's special. I think everyone has what they do, right? So the most important thing is just making sure that what you're doing is effective. There was a time in law school at the beginning, I wasn't doing the right things. I was reading a textbook, I was spending a lot of time, I wasn't summarizing. So, things were escaping my memory because I wasn't summarizing them in my summary notes. So it was literally like maybe 6 weeks or 7 weeks into law school. And then I realized that, nah, Nero, this style is not going to work. You need to summarize the notes so that you can have all the points written down, the most important things that you need to know. Because in uni, what I would do was I would just read my notes and everything just gets into my memory, and that would be it. But law school is so voluminous. If you don't condense everything, you're going to forget so many things. So yeah, that is very important, and that was what I was trying to do. What was a typical day in law school like for me? How did I plan my time? I think I already even answered that question already. In a typical day, class, then lunch after class, siesta. I wake up, I read, I sleep. Talking about it now is funny, but I'm not joking, guys. That's what I was doing for 6 months. Then obviously, you have the 3 months externship period. That was even more rigorous because it was just reading and reading, go to court, come back, read. When I go to the firm, when it was time for firm, part of the externship, morning till evening, essentially, I was reading in the firm. So it was a really intense period. Did I attend all the classes from the one to the end? Yes, guys. Yes, I attended every single class. And I should also say that I was fortunate. God helped me. I didn't really fall sick throughout law school. So yeah, I could attend all the classes, and it's extremely important. It's so important to attend the classes. There's no need for me to say how important that is. I think it's a given. Everybody should know that and to attend all the classes. Was I in a study group and would I recommend it? No, I was not in a study group. Simply because I've never just been in study groups, right? But I would say something. I had people I could call. If I was reading something, I had a friend I could text her, hi, Linda, what did our lecturer say on this? And knowing that she's always on her phone and she's super smart, instantly she would reply me. So we never read together. It wasn't a situation where I would, okay, Linda, hi, you're reading criminal today or reading civil. No, it wasn't, we weren't doing that. But I could text her, and she would, almost as soon as she could, really. And she was super smart, first class, super smart girl. So that's the point I'm trying to make. You need that kind of support system. You need that kind of friend. But it wasn't a study group per se that we read together, we revise together, none of that. And it's not bad. It's just my style. I've never just been in one. I don't really fancy. I mean, a few people beginning of the session made me, really like to be in our study group. And I toned them down politely, just simply because it's slow style. Slow style. But if that's your style, by all means, please be part of study groups. Did I have friends in law school, and would I recommend making friends there? For sure. No man is an island, right? And I've already answered that previously. You need friends. It's important. Let's even leave academics. There will be times you will be down, right? And you just need someone to encourage you, right? There will be times that different things. Come on, you definitely need friends, but please, you need the right set of friends, right? So, so that's what I would say. That's what I would say about that. Was I in a relationship during law school? Oh my days, I was not in a relationship during law school. I think the broader question is also: is it possible to be in a relationship during law school? Yes, there are people that are married that are in law. I know people that were married and got first class, right? And that's marriage. So you can also be in a relationship and get first class, right? So everyone with what works for them. Of course, ideally, you want to be ultra focused on law school, right, and avoid love. And how love can be. The shenanigans of law. But if the question is, can you be in a relationship? Can you be married? Can you have a fiance, and be in law school and still do well? Definitely yes. But for me, I was not. Was it all books for you, or did you also take time to have fun? I'm in nature. I'm not. How do I put it? It's simple things that are fun to me. Once I watch Liverpool football, or I play ball myself, or I gist with a friend, laugh, banter. I'm good. That's my fun. I'm not the outing person. Don't get me wrong. I go out, but it's not my thing. So yes, I did have fun. I watched almost all Liverpool games. That was fun to me. And so yeah, it wasn't all books per se, but it's very important for me to draw the balance, because the truth is, if last year, the 9 months in law school, if it's amounted to 10,000 hours, I can tell you that 9,500 of those hours was dedicated to studies. What advice and tips do you have for preparing for the bar finals? To be honest, I have a link where I answered a lot of questions. I think it's on my Twitter handle, so feel free to go there. I talked about how to answer the bar finals and how to prepare for the exams, but I will talk about it again. I tell people the bar finals is a three-pronged sword: the MCQs, the drafts, and the theory. For the MCQs, you need to be intentional with the MCQs. Do not think that because you're reading your notes and you understand what's going on in your notes, it means you to answer MCQs. It doesn't work that way. You have to actually practice MCQs, and I'll tell you why. Because they're tricky. It's just the way MCQs work in law school. At times you have a question and two answers look correct, but you need to then pick the more correct one. And you can only know how to discern. You can only become really good at discerning when you practice and you practice and you practice. That's the only time you become good at discerning. For me, I practiced the MCQs from 2022 to like 2010. And what I would do was, instead I practiced 2015, the 100 questions, I would attempt it in, the exams, I think it's 60 minutes for the MCQ. I practice it with 15 minutes. Then after I'm done, I would look at all the questions, see what I missed. I would note why I missed it, the principle, my thought pattern, right? So that if I see the question again, I wouldn't miss it. And so I also understand how they try to trick me there. Even the questions I got right, guys, and this is the key part. Even the questions I got right, because you could get a question right, but you didn't know the reason why you picked that answer. You guessed, or your reason wasn't even correct. I would look at the question of the law. Okay, this is what the law says. I would just write it down. I would look at what this says. Look at everything around that section, just to get the full grasp, because the MCQs are tricky. You have to be intentional about it. I've spoken about my MCQ note. If I show people my MCQ note for the finals, you would be amazed. So detailed, because I was very particular in the MCQs. Right? And let me tell you why again. I was also very strategic, and I'll talk about this later when I'm talking about the difference between passion and strategy. I'll talk about that later. I was very strategic. The way the bar finals work is that, let's say criminal citation, you have 6 theory questions to answer 4. You have number 1 compulsory, number 4 compulsory, then 2 other questions, right? All of that is 80 marks. And then the MCQs, you have 20 MCQs, 20 marks. In other words, when you miss one MCQ, it's only 99, it's 99%. That's the highest score you can get. In other words, if you get 20 20 in your MCQ in the course, 70 is A, right? You need 50 over 80 to get an A. And 50 is like just above average. So if you're a smart student, you tell yourself, I'm well above average. So I should comfortably get above 50 in the theory. But of course, getting 20 in MCQ is tricky. But then if you are a decent enough student, I promise you, you can get 15 in the MCQs. Which means, but you then need to get an A in somewhere in the region of 55 over 80, which is very achievable. So that's why I poured all my energy in MCQs. My target was 18, right? So I could even have leeway in the theory. So, because that's like very important to work in MCQs. But the draft, guys, is practice. There is no other way. If you're in Lagos campus and you hear Dr. Tijani speak, he will always tell you drafts, practice your charges, draft charges, don't just read it. It was practice. It was practice, 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 practice. That's the key for drafts. There is no secret method. You just have to practice the drafts. For the theory questions, it's tricky because theory just read. There is no other way, right? But I'll say something. Your task, the pre-class task, I would pick that over practicing past questions. If you can do both, do. In fact, I do both. But I revised with that. After when I was preparing for the weeks leading up to the exam, when I was revising because I was done with it at that time, right? I was just revising. I would pick up a task, just topic by topic, look at this task, answer it mentally, make sure everything is correct. You know, we usually have done the corrections to this task for the class that day, right? So I would have already even put the answer beside the answer sheet. So when I'm looking at the pre-class task, when I'm revising, I'm just mentally answering everything in my head and checking that, okay, this is exactly what the lecturer said, perfect. So when I was revising for, let's say, civil education, I would have gone through the 20 weeks, all the class tasks, and I would have answered everything mentally. So I knew that, yeah, I knew this course inside out. And that's the level you should try and get to, right? That's the level you should try and get to. Because the pre-class task, they give like 13, 14 questions, even more. So it covers every facet of that topic. So if you can answer every question in the pre-class task, you're ready for the exam. You're ready for the exam. So I prefer that to past questions. To be honest, I didn't do past questions too much. I really focused on the pre-class task. That was it for me. So I think that's a very good strategy. So yeah, preparing for the bar finals, guys, you need to always think theory, drafts, MCQs. You need to be intentional on those three edges so that you can really do well for the bar finals. How did I feel when I first checked my result and saw first class, and was I expecting it? Okay, I'll tell you. You know the way law school works, like a thief in the night. You just wake up and you see that your result is out. We were just, it's because it had dragged and dragged and dragged. I was already even working. I had an offer already. I was working at the firm I currently work at before the law school result was out. I was just sleeping. I wake up around 1. My phone is, calls. I just turn on my data, see that law school result is out, and then tension. I was scared. The hell, I was so scared. Anyway, opened it. So the first class, it was relief more than anything. I just knelt down. God, I'm grateful. That was just it. God, I'm grateful. God, I'm grateful. It was such a relief because it was a wonderful year of lots of hard work. So I'm really grateful to God that it came out as a first class. And if I was expecting it, it's tough. I was expecting it. I felt I did really well. I really was. I felt I did really well. But guys, this is where law school is. You can have made one mistake you don't even know about, right? So that was it. But I was expecting it, but I was still scared at the same time. So I'm grateful to God that yeah, it came out as it came out. When and how did I find out that I was the second best graduation student and the BGS meal? And how did I feel? So it's a funny story because I've never even told a lot of people this story. I knew about it. No, someone told me about it a week. So I called one day. Someone just called me. It's my guy. We don't really talk that often, but he just called me. Yeah, Rafa. I heard looking, but I heard you're the BGS meal. I need to be like, blast up. No, don't lie me, don't play with me. And he tells me it's serious. I'm the BGS meal. I didn't tell anybody because I mean I don't know if I didn't know if it was whining me, and I didn't want to get excited. And I told one person actually, but I just kept it to myself generally. Then because the call to buy is in 3 days, because there are like 4,000 people, right? So they spread it across 3 days. So on the first day, the call to buy, the brochure they call it, is already out. So you see the list of prize winners. So the Tuesday morning, when the first set of people got called. That Tuesday, I was just, because I was in Abuja, I was just with my guys, we were just gisting, laughing. All of a sudden, texts from some of my friends that were getting called that day. Calls. So what's going on? No, beggar email, and you got this hour. I'm like, they lie. Snap it and show me. And someone then snapped it, showed me, and honestly, guys, it's such a surreal feeling. I promise you. And even the days after that, then it's casted, as we like to say. My school, they made a poster, was everywhere. Everyone, my friends, they were posting me, my juniors, my seniors, post as in, when I just opened my WhatsApp, right, just looking at stories, my face everywhere. My face was everywhere. Honestly, messages. I had so many messages. IG, Twitter. Okay, not Twitter, because I know you posted at 10. But okay, my school had made a poster, so yes, I shared it. So texting me. I mean, senator, I spoke with my senator after, spoke Mr. Jolo, posted like just a lot, to be honest. People gave me money. I felt on top of the world, to be honest. But yeah, now I feel much normal. But in the time it was really, really good. And a lot of people used to, they were telling me, do you feel very disappointed that you weren't, third graduating student overall? And it's life, right? You always wish you got better, or it's what it is. It's what it is. The first in my set, the best graduating student overall, and I said we are good friends. I have maximum respect for her. They really talked her up, and yeah, it's just what it is. Of course, you're disappointed, but at the same time too, you did your best, and even what you achieved is not a mean feat. So I'm good. I'm grateful to God. I feel blessed now, and even then, I felt over the moon, over the moon, over the moon. What were my best and worst moments or experiences in law school? I'll start with the worst. I had an issue with one of the porters. It was so messy. He threatened to report me to DDG. I don't want to go to this story, but it was just porters playing porters, looking for trouble and all that. Well, it didn't. I was a bit scared, to be honest, but it didn't. And then the funny thing was, it was one of the invigilators when I was writing my exams. I was scared too that this is my own play some funny games with my scripts. But yeah, that didn't matter too much. So then my best moments, it's difficult now because some of the memories are blurry. But I remember we had this. Okay, I remember one really good one when we were writing the mock exam, because we did MCQs. I got 20 by 20 in corporate. I was the only one that got 20 by 20 in the corporate MCQs in Lagos campus. So, our lecturer called me out and everyone was just clapping, shouting. Yeah, that was pretty good. And after that, everyone was like, come and take recovery, come and take recovery. That was quite interesting. There was also one time we're doing this corporate law quiz, right? And my group one, I was in group one. Shout out to group one. I was in group one, and we had the first question. I missed it, so we literally last. Everyone had gone up. But anyway, by the end of the quiz, we were joined first. I probably pick those two movies as my best movies to law school. Do I think law school is overrated? I don't think so. People exaggerate it. I agree, but at the same time too, I will not say it's overrated, because you should not be. Let me say this way: you should be scared, but not scared in a way to cripple you. But you should give it the respect it deserves, because it is demanding. I wrote on my IG story when I was still in law school before BDS and all of that. I wrote about the demand for precision, for perfection in law school. It is, I compared it to the Game of Thrones. Yeah, I would always say winter is coming. I compared the law school bar finals to winter in Game of Thrones. There's a demand for precision, a demand for perfection. You have to be precise with law school. You cannot just think, you cannot just wing law school. You cannot just use the style you use in uni and just think law school will be good. No, you have to be precise. You have to put in your best. So I would not say it's overrated. It's rated as highly as it should be rated. But again, at the same time too, I would also say that people still exaggerate it a bit. And yeah, but you should give law school the respect and attention it deserves. What role did my support system, family, friends, and mentors play in my success? Invaluable. And like I said earlier, no one is an island. Right? Even from my dad always been there for me, sending me money. I had a mentor who's now my friend, and I should give me a shout out to Chimika Wonsu, such an amazing guy, honestly. I met him from LinkedIn, and it's funny. I think I met him. I've never seen him physically, but it's just as 400. They just texted. Just normal. The people text on LinkedIn now, and from there we just became the entire like mentor mentee. We became friends, and man, honestly grateful for the gift of cherry card. Man, I sent me so much money. I have no idea. It's crazy how our relationship has grown. So yes, before my about finally sent me money, like a lot of money, which was so helpful that period. Around when he sent the money, I was over the moon. It was few weeks to exam, and honestly, yes. So yes, there was that. And just my friends, the day to day. I don't call names. I forget. So my friends mad at me, but yeah, just because I was dealing with a lot of things before exams, things I can't talk about publicly. But friends are there for me and all of that. So I say it's invaluable. You need people around you. Did I watch Young VipTV when I was in law school, and how did it impact or inspire me? I I did not watch it when I was in law school, which is largely because like I said, I'm not always that kind of guy that you just everyone sees everything. Yeah, but I've been watching the videos and it's amazing what they're doing. Just getting the stories of people who have gone along this path, and just I think it's beautiful. I think it helps. I wished I'd watched those videos while I was in law school, just before I entered law school. That helped me a lot. You have answered a lot of the questions I had. So definitely, guys, please, and please, you should definitely watch more videos and really stay tuned to this page. I think it's doing a great deal in just helping prepare law school and just the general community of young professionals. I think it's really invaluable and really good what the TV channel is doing. In the world where there's so much so much nonsense on the internet, right? Just regret what is happening with what this channel promotes. Is there anything additional I would like to say? I think there's so many things that I would like to say. Well, I'll talk about myself a bit, just so people understand what works in my head. For someone who's saying they're around to be like you or near, I like to know how you think, just or something like that. I was at Preston International School, my secondary school. I was one of the most active members in the school football team. You could call me the equivalent of a senior player, right, in the school football team. I also played the saxophone, so I was in school choir, school orchestra, all of that. I came to Preston when I was in J2, then best overall in my head group, on and all of that. Yes, I was out of the 15 terms from J2 to SS3, right, I was best overall like 7 or 8. That's about half, right? So went to YA, straight A's in YA. Really well. We did IGCSE exams. Then I got an award as the best student in Nigeria in 2 subjects out of the 6 I did. Then we came to university, Benton International University. Same thing, same drive, same relentlessness. I graduated 4.92. Yeah, I'm a CGPA 4.92. Then come to law school, and yeah, everyone has already mentioned that already. University in 3 subjects out of 5, and for me, it's I'm really proud of that one. It's a lot because courses in law school are important, right? But if you speak with a lot of people that have gone through law school, if you're ranking the toughest, you would probably put property, corporate, and civil right at the top during that list. And the fact that I was the number one student in those 3%, it's something I'm really proud of. And your second break rotation. But I'm going somewhere with this. I'm talking about the drive, the consistency. You don't do this kind of things if you don't think in a certain way. If you don't, and then I should also add that even before the last results came out, I had like about 5 offers, but it's all over the country, right? I say this to make a point, not just to blow my trumpet. There's a relentlessness that comes with highly successful people. Some of the guys that we see on Twitter and we love their tweets, and just want the mentors in this professional of that. There's a drive, there's a relentlessness, and you can see it with the level of consistency in what they do. There's no excuse. You don't, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to watch this movie, oh, I can't, oh, I can't. You have absolutely got to put yourself to the sword, put yourself to the grinders. I guess everyone says it hard work, but it can't be said enough actually. You have absolutely got to have that mentality that you're in a global market, right? You're in a global market. You're in a global market. So you need to put your level to you're standing beside someone from League later, and you can rub your shoulders with a person because of the level of first the mentality, and then the level at which you operate, the level at which you know your onion, you know your worth, right? Not your worth now, your onion, your competence. You have absolutely got to want to be like that. That's the only thing that drives you. That's the only thing that can drive you. And that's what should drive you. Don't just be satisfied. When I got the best student in IGC, that's so recognized. I didn't even know that there was an award for that. I was at the secondary. I didn't know there's an award for best students in Nigeria. I didn't know, but when I went that exam, just I would like to get this kind of award. I'm telling you, I thought about it. I remember after I read my economics exam in ICSE, I was like, I get this award. I really wrote well. And I checked the percentage, I got 95%. Absolutely ridiculous. 95% in economics, right? And that was the maiden edition of that award. In law school too was the same thing, my man. Very best, the very best. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think I would be PGS, not because I didn't think I could do it, but you don't plan, you just want to do your best at law school. But it was always like that. I don't do it, I want to like raise the guitar. And now that the track record is now there and there's a lot of evidence, as we like to call it, it's almost like, oh my god, these boys, that. But it's not really like that. It's at every juncture there was it toughening up. At every juncture there was the mental check that Nero, you have hope you put your all in this. You have absolutely got to smart this. You have absolutely got to grind it out, right? So I tell people it's demanding the best of yourself. It's demanding the best of yourself. You have absolutely got to do that. I want to say something else again. But I mentioned that to show passion and strategy is important. And I like to use the football team to give this illustration. Man City, Real Madrid, for people that watch football. The Man City like total football, really. But look at Real Madrid. They can play total football, but at the same time, they can be pragmatic and get the job done. And see the level of success they've had. Don't get me wrong, Man City is an incredibly brilliant team. But you look at Real Madrid, they can play football with you, but they can also be very pragmatic. And I think it's important that I see a lot of people, right? They have the passion and they're really excited and really, they can read or maybe they are these advocates like, you shouldn't do advocacy and senior advocates of their faculty and all that. And it's great because I was senior advocate in my faculty, but as I do what I do in mood court, I come back to class my Spanish grades. I don't lose sight of the focus. I don't lose sight. Man, I'm not this stereotypical smart student who's a nerd and doesn't really care about money, who is just the law. No, I do law, total law, you want to call it advocacy, all of that. I smash my grades. After the grades, I make the application to top conference. I apply for every opportunity for scholarships. You have to be pragmatic. You have to be strategic. Don't just think that things will come to you because you're smart. Or no, you absolutely have to go for it, for real. So that's one thing that I really want to say. I think I would just conclude by saying that I try to help people. When people reach out, I try to help. So feel free to reach out. Definitely try to provide perspective, steering through that journey for people in law school, especially. It's really stressful. It's really stressful. I know. Just last year for me, 2023, it was really stressful, but you had to get it done. And that's the same thing for you now. Or if you have not started law school, you still have to get it done. So I wish you all the best and I hope that it will do well. So on my end, bye bye.